This story isn't folklore. It happened in a quiet Polish town just outside Kraków. You don't believe in things like curses, do you? Most people don't, until you experience one yourself. And even then, you'll spend the rest of your life trying to convince yourself it wasn't real. Hi friends, Kai here. What you're about to hear was told to me as true. I just started medical school. Rent near the university was impossible. So when I found a small flat just outside the city, cheap, quiet, half-furnished, I didn't think twice. The woman who opened the door looked older than the house itself. She had silver rings stacked on her fingers, and a long braid with beads and dried flowers woven through it. She said her name was Helena Wójcik, a zielarka, a herbalist by trade. My son moved away long ago, she told me. Her voice was calm, too calm. So now it's just me, and the house. Her eyes didn't blink enough. It felt strange, but I was desperate. At first it was peaceful, almost too peaceful. But then, the sound began. Always after midnight. Low, repetitive. Like someone praying through the walls. I told myself it was just a radio, but it came every single night. The same tone, the same rhythm, from her side of the house. About a week later, she invited me for dinner. She said she wanted to apologize for keeping me awake. The food smelled incredible. Herbs, spices, something sweet underneath. For a student living on instant noodles, it felt like a feast. I ate until I was full, thanked her, and went to bed. The next morning, I could barely stand. I was dizzy, lightheaded. My stomach twisted in waves. I chalked it up to stress, or maybe some bad food. But the feeling didn't pass. It grew. That night, the chanting returned. But this time it was louder. It felt like it was breathing beneath the floorboards. I finally worked up the courage to knock on her door. The sound stopped instantly. I waited. No answer. Only the smell of herbs drifting through the cracks. Bitter, metallic, wrong. It wasn't until the week of my semi-final exams that I realized something was seriously wrong. I was in the middle of a paper when my vision blurred. My chest tightened. And then, everything went black. I woke up in the campus clinic with an IV in my arm. The doctor said, stress, dehydration, the usual script. But I knew my body. This wasn't stress. That evening, I went back and told Helena I planned to move out. She just smiled. That same smile that never reached her eyes. The lease is binding, she said. No refund. You stay until the end of the month. Her tone wasn't angry. It was final. I couldn't stay there anymore. Not another night. I packed only what I absolutely needed. My notes, some clothes, my laptop, and moved into a friend's apartment for a few days. I told myself it was just until my exams were over, that I'd come back once everything calmed down. At least this way, I thought, nothing else could go wrong. 2 nights later, I went back to grab the rest of my things. Her door was slightly open, just enough to see candlelight flickering inside. I hesitated, then pushed it wider. A small table stood in the middle of her room. On it was a clay figure, shaped like a person, stuffed with dried leaves and twine. Across its chest, there was something that looked like hair. My hair. I froze. And then I saw her, standing in the corner, her eyes half closed. You shouldn't interrupt, she said quietly. It isn't finished. I ran. I ran before she could take another step. I didn't go home that night. I stayed with my friend, shaking, replaying her words over and over in my head. The next morning, I called my uncle, a retired police officer. I told him everything. He told me not to go back alone. He said he'd be there soon, and that I should wait for him before setting foot in that house again. When we finally arrived, Helena was already standing at the door, as if she'd been expecting us. My uncle greeted her in Polish, calm and polite. They spoke quietly for a minute. I couldn't understand most of it, but her expression never changed. Then she looked at me and said in English, "No refund. He stayed. The month is mine." My uncle just nodded once, as if that settled it. He turned to me, his face unreadable. As he started the car, he shifted into gear and murmured, Z niektórymi ludźmi po prostu się nie dyskutuje. Then Quater, he translated. There are some people you just don't argue with. The way he said it made my stomach twist. It wasn't about the money anymore. He didn't want to be there either. A week later, the nausea was gone. The headache stopped. For the first time in months, I slept through the night. I passed my exams. Life went on. But sometimes when I boil herbs for tea, I catch a faint smell I can't explain. Mint, sage, and something bitter underneath. And when the house is quiet, really quiet, I still hear that same rhythm, low, steady, like someone praying through the walls. I tell myself it's just the pipes, just a memory. But sometimes, I swear I hear her voice whisper, Śpij, dobrze. Sleep well. This story was told to me by someone who swore it really happened, in a small town just outside Kraków. If you've ever experienced something you can't explain, I'd like to hear your story in the comments. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this, please consider subscribing for more.